Hello, one and all, and welcome to the League of Europe 5-lapper championship here for the second week of the series. We're once again going to have 10 rounds of 5-lappers on the F1 2019 game, this time with classic cars, more specifically this week, the 2004 Ferrari Car World Championship winning car driven by Michael Schumacher. And hopefully, we get a great show put on for us today. I'm joined by Mr. Kvyat Verstappen. As we don't have very long to talk here, the cars are on the grid now. Gonna get this kicked on the way. Let's get it on.
Yeah. As someone stuck on the grid is Wakehurst.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately. But it's Gary taking the lead here.
As Kieran, who was on pole, has got massively off at the start, but as Gary, who will lead him off in the lead, they're side by side behind there. That is going to be Campbell and Damon there. The Scotsman getting up the inside. It's going to be a bit harder to track there because everyone in the same car. But Kursk, yeah, as you mentioned, parked on the grid, now disqualified. But the show must go on there. Further back there, Carmentos, wheel to wheel with Iro Damon there, going down. Edit to turn 6 on the inside is Damon, but runs wide. Carmentos looks for the switch back there, but loses traction. This car's proven to be very difficult for a lot of the drivers to handle there. As further down in the midfield there, you see more battling side by side. Oh, more! When it cars off there, the run towards turn 7. That's Ton Albanach and Kieran, both them off there. And they're going to be set back. So yeah, manic start to the race, but it's Gary Dornick who leads from Campbell there as we go into the third sector.
They're still quite close together as we have Larkin looking on the back of Dan down the inside. Can he make this move? Side by side they go. Can he get around that with a bit of wheel banging? Rounding outside of turn 13. Can he make that sick? I think he does.
So Larkin up in his 6th place there. Dan may look to try and fight back on him there though. They go down over a kilometre long back straight there. Dan is closing back on the D1 driver there. Pulls to the outside there towards the famed hairpin as he breaks out actually a bit early there, and Dylan finds himself at the inside, picks up a penalty though, and off the track has got a couple of cars there. That's Carmentos and I believe that's Damon as well. They've come to blows down there at the hairpin. They're going to drop back. Up at the front though, now we've got Larkin chasing onto Keller Blue there. He's going to pull towards the inside there, and a turn more action further back as well with Dylan, Dan and Matteo going at it there. Keller Blue holds on in front of Larkin there. Further back, wheel to wheel, we've got Dan and NSX Montana's up the inside down there. Through turn 3 gets the move done further up the road. Campbell keeping the pressure on Gary. These guys have got quite a rivalry all the way through the League of Europe, and right now in this race looks like it's going to be resumed. Gary leads Campbell.
Look at
there.
Montana down the inside of Matty. He runs deep
wide,
though, and Matty switch back. He maintains 6th position. Further down we have Nico on the back of Super Gamer as well. Looking to make a move in the hairpin though.
Well, I am keeping a close eye in this battle for the lead between Gary and Campbell, no doubt about that there. Campbell's got a good run on him there, towards the outside, going into the third sector. He's up in front on the brakes there, Campbell. Sorry, and now Gary tries to fight back there, wheel to wheel with the Scotsman there. He's going to have to get hung out to dry on the outside there, on to the back straight through the snail curve, and through goes Campbell, up in the lead of this race there. Further back, Damon's losing places, as is Nico. They both had a bit of an off down there. As further back, Matty is going to cruise past Damon on the straight there, but now the slipstream kicks back in, and Iro Dillon comes back in RLRT. Matty towards the inside of the hairpin there, wheel to wheel on the brakes. He's up the inside there, and Montana may try and cut past both of them there. They're 3 wide almost, go towards the final corner there. Don't come together, boys. They're side by side, head to the last corner there. Dylan and Montana. Montana gets pushed wide by the Dutchman there. Larkin up ahead of them there, as further back there, they're still fading away. Montana now next to Matty there. Matty trying to go round the outside of the Swiss, has to yield it eventually though. Dylan holds on in P5 with great racing up in this battle over P5 on track. I've got a lot of drivers going off there trying to get to grips with the cars because they will be adapting to it all the way through the evening, but then we've got a really nice battle going on for P5 at the moment, and I don't think it's over yet.
Montana has a bit of a look, but doesn't make it past here. He's too far back. He's able to see a big train here behind Dylan. 8 cars basically. And will any of them make a move into the middle sector here then? Quite tough to overtake in this middle sector of course, but let's see. Anyone? There's Matty on the back of Montana, runs wide though.
Yeah. And Montana is going to get away with that one. He's still close to the back of him is Matty. May look to try and slip through. Montana himself though may have a look at Dylan. It all depends on the exit. And yet Toxic wheel to wheel with B Morgan there. They both are wide by wide. So let's pass both of them. He's up into the point. Has now further up the road. We've got Montana closing in on Dylan there. Down the straight there. He's going to pull to the outside. He may clear the Dane. Going towards the next corner there, got his nose in front there, but Dylan is still there on the brakes, comes back at Montana there, gets parked on the apex, so Matty with a switchback there, has he got that one completed there? He's still side by side with Dylan, into the final corner there. Dylan aggressively takes that inside line, almost loses it coming out the final corner there, and Matty's going to come back alongside there as they start a penultimate lap of this Chinese Grand Prix. Further back there, Carmentos having a look at XCI Dan, round the outside goes Matty. Oh, Dylan gets the move done. Carmentos up the inside of Dan also gets the move done. Swapping 6th and 7th, 8th and 9th. Spectacular stuff. Still at the front. I didn't even realise Campbell has taken the lead from Gary Donegan there. We've got just under 2 laps left to go in this race. And he's looking good to open up this campaign with a win there. Gary leads Campbell then. Oh, sorry, Campbell leads Gary with a lap and a half to go.
Dylan once again looking on the back of Matty, but he can't get the move back done. And all of a sudden, no real action. Of course, in the middle sector, no moves to be seen here. White for white, looking on the back of Dan though. Quite close, so maybe he can make a move down into turn 11. We're close. They're close enough, I see. Skarov at the back of the grid.
I think that's Ton Albanach there. He's had a rough time of things so far in this race. YHYY is looking up and alongside Dan then on the inside, going through the snail curve, and away he goes. But we've seen so many times that slip in the back straight there is going to come in handy for outside Dan as he comes back at YHYY. 1, 2, 3 to the outside towards the hairpin, but I still think the fence can have his nose in front into the braking zone there. Can Dan force his way around the outside? I think YHYY's got that one covered. Cuts the inside, gets a penalty. Toxic tries to follow through behind YHYY. He's side by side with XCI Dan going down towards the final turn on the inside. Is Toxic, he is going to get ahead. Dan's going to try and fight back at him though. He's got a good run with the slipstream there down the straight. We start the final lap of this race there for these guys, spiraling over the final points paying possession. To the inside goes Dan, trying to commit to it fully. He's still side by side with Toxic. He's going to have to give him the space on the inside there. The Dutchman made trick to try and go through. Yes, Dan is up at the 10th there, but Toxic still right with him towards the front there. Larkin hunting down Killer Blues. He has been for the entire race. These guys sitting about 2 seconds off the race lead. Campbell looks like he's got this one covered. He's holding off Gary as well. Toxic to the outside.
There goes defensive. Squitch back from.
Here comes the exit.
Toxic then around the outside. Can he make this one stick? It's still side by side, but Toxic makes it stick.
And Dan's into the back of him there, right after the manoeuvre is completed there, but Toxic is going to hold P10. Slipstream still to come on the straight. We'll see how that one shapes up there. Packer's going off further back. He will not score any points today. And I think Campbell will be scoring points though up at the front. He's cruised clear of Gary Donegan. We wait to see what drama awaits us then onto the final stretch of this race there. Gary's being caught by Killer and Larkin, but I think they're going to run out of time. Is anyone else back in the field got more time to try and pull off a move there? Super Gamers out the session then. I think he must have bent it. Coming off of turn 13. We're on to the final few corners in this race then. It's Toxic defending Dan. Going down into the hairpin. Doesn't look like the Dutchman's going to do anything. We'll see how the penalties shape up, but Campbell crosses the line in first. Gets the race win on penalties as well. Campbell opens it up with a victory. And we've got several penalties to sort them out. I think you see the order changes dramatically as Dan ends up in 9. So Dylan wraps up the final points paying possession. So running through it, Campbell wins it. Gary, Killer, Larkin, Montana, Matty, Carmentos, YHYY by Dan, Dylan. They'll be your point scorers for the first race here at Shanghai.
Yeah, it was very entertaining. A very entertaining race, of course. The 5 laps you always see a bit more action often. Yeah, well, a few good moves as from Toxic, for example, around the outside, the left-hander into that section.
Yeah, it was a pretty good race to watch, and of course we still got 9 races of the 5 lappers up ahead. You don't go anywhere, still got a lot ahead of us. Let's have a quick look, I think, at the chat, see how everyone is getting on then, as Campbell will of course claim the championship lead for the first round. As got a bit of confusion in the chat then, as we have Jasper's dad is in the chat. Hello, how you doing? We've got McCrew in the chat, a bit confused. Jasper in the chat, love to see it. And there it is. JVR Campbell the win then from Gary Donegan. Hopefully those two go to war many more times through the night then. And Killer Blue on the podium as well, just like he was in the first event. He was always up there. He may look to try and retain his crown, of course, winning the event for lobby 2 last time out. I think, what was it, Super Gamer won the first lobby?
That's correct.
So anyway, we're just going to look to the standings, obviously just the same as the race results. Not very dramatic then, but I'm sure the order that you see now in front of you will not be the order at the end of the night. So unpredictable, these races, these events. So yeah, that is going to be it then for your first race then. Campbell wins it ahead of Gary. And we will move on to our next round of the series. Jasper confirming, yeah, he is racing from races 6 to 10. He's running a little bit late for this, but hopefully you put on a good show for us when you get back. Germany is our next race then. A bit of a iconic track in the calendar. Been around for a long time, so hopefully it puts up a good race. Let's see how they get on.
Yeah, and of course the hairpin turn 6 will provide for some overtaking opportunities. I think we'll see a lot of them at that corner. And throughout the first sector as well. Maybe a bit in the second sector. I think we'll see quite some good overtake there. So let's see.
One thing that these races always seem to deliver is action. So let's see how these guys will get on. And there is a shot there of the Sachs curve there, the corner where Sebastian Vettel famously crashed in 2018 from the lead. A couple of guys may not be happy with me saying that. I'm looking at one particular Irishman, but anyway, round 2 here in Hockenheim. Still got nearly a full grid here. So let's see how this one unfolds, and also let's see how the grid shapes up. We had, I think, likes of Gary Kieran starting up the front in the last race, so we'll see who's up the front this time.
Yeah, it's just completely random, of course. Let's see.
As the lights coming in for 5 lights. The lights out, away we go. It's Super Gamer who's up the front this time. They're both carnage there in the background there. I saw a couple of cars spinning there. The rest of nice and clean through the first corner there. Super Gamer leads wide down towards turn 2. Up the inside, looks the fin, doesn't commit to it on the bracer. Campbell is up front again in this racer. He's looking behind as they round turn 4 now and onto the straight. And then they're wheel to wheel. But there, Super Gamer and wide. Campbell tucked it behind there. Got a lead trio here as they barrel down towards the hairpin there at turn 6. 3 wide approaching the corner there. Big braking zone on the inside. It is Super Gamer. He may claim the lead. Campbell looks to try and switch back from there. Toxic's right there as well. Campbell looks to the lead. A bit of a spinner there in the background there. A couple of cars round. Down there that hairpin. It's Campbell who tries to wrest that lead from Super Gamer. He might have just done it on the inside. Toxic there. Wheel to wheel with the Dutchman there. He's going to pull ahead of him. And Wide tucks it behind there. This lead quartet gave us some great action once again though. Campbell up front looking good in this championship, as still more battling further back there. This is incredible stuff in this opening lap.
Yeah, it's a lot of battles and a bit of carnage at the back as well. Montana, Nico, Larkin, Killer Blue, they're all kind of been held up there, but it's still at the front. It's Campbell gone, and Toxic has White on his back then.
Oh, spinner at the last corner. That's Super Gamer. Yeah. So off the track.
Guys picking up penalties.
The lobby 1 winner from last week. A lot of penalties being dished out. That is very, very true. Up at the front though.
Damon on the back of Commensalist. We saw them in China as well together. So let's see. Commensalist gets a better exit out of that corner then. Super Gamer now on the back of Frosty Calvin. And he's looking to be going for a move down into the hairpin. Let's see, can he make
inside or outside? Oh, WCD makes contact with him, runs into the back of him. Round they both go there. Super Gamer dodges his overtake maneuver and hitting Frosty Calvin there. They're both going to drop well out of contention in this race now. Frosty Calvin's actually still in the top 10 somehow. They're in the back of E. Morgan there. trying to come to the field. Once Campbell is out front, but seems on this occasion he's going to come under increasing pressure. TG Toxic. They're your race leaders here on lap 2.
Yeah, White Boy looking not too far off either. Toxic looks to be going for the better exits and will perhaps try some into the hairpin if he's close enough for these next few corners then.
Ooh. They've got a couple of penalties, one for Campbell and I saw another one for Carmentals down there. Both those guys up in the lead group. It'll be very interesting to see how that affects the race results when everything's all said and done there. Toxic trying to close in on Campbell. The slipstream's going to kick in quite powerful in these cars. He's going to try and close it down, but I think he may be too far away. Going down into the hairpin there. Yes, he's going to have to set back for now there. Bit of a lock up for Campbell. Rear locking. That's going to put Toxic up and alongside him there. And almost away there. They're wheel to wheel. Going out of turn 6 towards turn 7 there. But Toxic has his nose ahead. Campbell's going to have to go around the outside at 7 to claim the inside line for 8. And back up the inside goes the Scotsman there. Makes contact with Toxic. Wheel to wheel still through 9 and 10. Thrilling stuff between these two there. Toxic tries to muscle his way through on the inside there. Campbell gets a better run out the corner there. They're still side by side through Mobile 1. Campbell tries to hold it right on the outside, gets it, Toxic's in the gravel there and gives up second place to YHYY. That was spectacular stuff once again.
Yeah, amazing wheel to wheel action between those two as the ski run off at turn number 10, I think. Damon close to the back of Matty as well. Carmental is close to the back of Toxic. Lead group still together. As Toxic finishes time penalty there. A few others do as well.
I think out of the leaders, YHYY may be the one that's not got a penalty. I'll have to check that. They're picking them up so quickly it's hard to keep up. But I know for sure that Campbell, Toxic and Carmental still have one. We'll see how that shapes up as Carmental tries to rein in on Toxic towards the hairpin. Sets back for now. Gary Donegan.
Campbell does basically the same thing again. Does a rear lock in, YHYY close on the back. Can he make him move down into turn 8 then? Is he close enough? I don't think he is.
Defending sits behind the Scotsman for now. There's still a lap and a half to go in this German Grand Prix there, and Gary Donegan's right there with Iro Damon now. They sweep through. Damon picks up a penalty himself then. I'm in a 5-lapper, I'll tell you what, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what the penalties are like at the end of this race. It's been quite remarkable. YHYY is right there with QVR Campbell there, who's struggling a little bit more on this track. He still holds his lead, but he's coming under increasing pressure there. We start the final lap here in Germany. What twists on this final tour of the Hockenheim circuit there. YHYY is still trying to put pressure on Campbell. The top 4 still right there together. So here we go then. Going through turn 3 and 4 then. On the back straight for the final time. YHYY is going to look to try and get a move done there. He's very close. 3.5 tenths away. 3 tenths away. Closing him down all the time. Down the straight. Is he going to be close enough to go for a move? Campbell is defensive there, holding the middle of the road. YHYY breaks late, looks outside, and maybe look to drop inside there. But Campbell holds it on the traction. YHYY powers out of the corner there, went close behind the Scotsman and the Ferrari there. Is he going to find a way through there? Can he find the inside? Goes for it, late on the brakes. Campbell trying to hold it right on the outside there, locks up a little bit there. Now he's got the inside line for turn 10, tries to stay ahead. He's going to run a bit wide though, parks his car beautifully, and Campbell just about holds the lead there. YHYY has been right there with him all the way. It looks like Campbell's going to salvage it on track. Will he get it when the penalties have done? Still, we've got drivers up and down the field picking up penalties there. And the order we've got now, do you think it's going to stay that way to the end? I have no clue.
I doubt it, honestly. Campbell crumbs across the line. Does he take the win? No, it's YHYY taking the win. Ahead of Campbell, Toxic, Matty, Epic Speaker Mentalist, Damon, Gary, and then B Morgan coming across. Still down the field we have Montana right on the back of Wakers. So
and he ends up getting the final point, Montana, as he jumps ahead of a couple cars on the penalties there. I think there'll be a handful of guys that haven't got penalties in that one.
That'd be optimistic, to be honest, considering that.
Well, let's see how it shapes up though. YHYY is your winner for round 2 then. Ahead of Campbell, also on the podium. He will be still in the championship lead, I'm pretty sure. Also on the podium, I believe was still Toxic in 3rd place. So there are your finishers there.
Let's count how many don't have penalties. Yeah, you're optimistic. YHYY, Montana and Albanak. It's on Albanek. So three drivers without penalties. Well done to them.
Oh man. Even the guys that didn't finish got penalties. Unbelievable. Right, okay. Let's check the race director, shall we? Still scrolling. Still scrolling. We're on to the second lap. Third lap. Fourth lap. And now on lap 5. And there we are.
You're just on time.
I know I'm not knocking any of these drivers. Obviously, it's not a serious championship, so these guys won't be going all out trying to avoid the penalties. We get that, don't worry, lads. But it's still quite.
No, we have Japan. I think they will call for a bit less penalties, but you never know because there's still a chicane. But yeah, Campbell has the lead, 14 points ahead of White Boy and 19 ahead of Gary Donegan.
We'll see how that picture evolves as the night goes on. There are still 8 races to go. All, of course, 5 laps long. And we'll throw up the fast, frantic action that we've come to love from this series. And hopefully, I'd like to see this continue. Be a bit of a running theme there. The night before the serious race, we get what's a bit of a warm-up there. Jam in the chat. Yeah. Amazing, spectacular, mesmerizing. Great adjectives there. You absolutely love to see it. Right, here we go then. On the grid once again there. 3, 4, 5 lights. We're away once again. This time it's NSX Montana who's up in the front. Do we get away cleanly there with no spinners off the start there? Looks like we do, but there's still going to be carnage. Potentially to turn 1 there. Very tight down there. Wheel to wheel. Further back there. I saw a car off there. I think that Super Gamer's run wide there. He's going to drop a couple of places down into the midfield there. But Montana leads. Tony Albanak, Ento in second place there ahead of Carmentos there. A lot of side-by-side action. Further down the field, as you'd expect, there are cars eventually going round. Huge up on the exit at turn 2. And you can
it's Campbell in as well.
Campbell involved, indeed, their championship leader. How is that going to affect things there? YHYI is up in 9th there, Gary in 7th, so we'll see if they're able to pick up points there. Further up the road there.
And White Boy and Super Gamer, White Boy's round.
No, the B Morgan's round.
Glitched a bit for me.
Side by side, Frosty Calvin and ILRT Matty there, wheel to wheel to the hairpin there. Matty is able to hold it around the outside and get that move done there. And Super Gamer is struggling once again there, but traction on the hairpin. That's going to put YHYY up and around. They're clean the inside for curve there. Has the line into the corner. Super Gamer runs wide once has penalty. Already in the Killer Blues. QBR Nico there, and QBR Nico's right there with Arrow Pack. As they run down towards the iconic 130R corner there. Nico right there. Packer not quite get it now towards the there. The Spaniard's right there. Has a little look to the inside there. Packer's going to hold that place. Runs a little bit wide. Now trying back on next. Gets of the American there out of the corner there. Frantic racing. Again. 5-lap championship continues. 2-11 there. Nico trying to close Packer. Scores turn 1. Of course, not many opportunities at this track. And he does sit behind for now. Running as well, they're making good progress. Gary's wide out of turn 2, and to the outside goes YHYY, has to back off, but 7th and 8th, those guys getting very up close and personal as they are in this battle for P4.
Yeah, this battle for P4 are heating up, and these guys are behind as well, closing up. And this Matty, Super Gamer goes a bit wide, but Matty on the back of him, and he's quite close to the 10th of him. We go for the dingus and down into the hairpin very soon. Maybe he can make a move. He has better traction. He has a bit of a look. Can he make it down the inside? He has a look.
Further up the road there, Killer Blue gets traction on the curve there. He's side by side with Gary Donegan, and they're also side by side behind there as Larkin approaches the Cavalry as well. Those guys are battling away, going down towards Spoon, but wheel to wheel there, Gary side by side with Killer Blue. Killer tries to hold it round the first part of the Spoon curve there, can't quite get it from the second though. Gary's through. Up in a 6th, but he may come under more pressure there from the Lobby 2 winner from last week as he tries to close him down. The Irishman there towards 130R, looks to the outside now. They're going to go wheel to wheel through this almost flat out corner there. Killer Blue tries to hold it around the outside, runs off onto the AstroTurf. He's still side by side with Gary Donegan now at the inside there for the chicane, pushes him a little bit wide. Gary's going to cut the second part there, gets forced out there. Now he's going to be wheel to wheel almost with YHYY. Has to back off. Wow, this is enthralling stuff there. Super Gamer is
Nico into the back of Packer. Can he make a move? No, he can't. Gary and White for White tries to switch back into the second part of this corner. And still has a look. Gary leaves him space and Gary just keeps ahead then.
It's incredible stuff there. Even further down the field there, Kieran battling away with Dan, loses out. Going through a turn 2, and just a little bit further up there, Toxic sweeps past Frosty Calvin. They're going through the SSR Sora corner off. That's Gary Donegan. Gary's off out of Dunlop corner, and he's going to drop out the points there. Round goes the Irishman. He is going to drop well out of contention behind Campbell even. Wow. You don't not see that every day there. Gary Donegan's round. He's going to have to try and recover if he wants points in this race. He has a penalty as well. But NSX Montana has cruised away at the front of this race, no doubt about that. Matty is almost side by side with Super Gamer. These guys have been going at it the entire race now. The Toxics in front of Super Gamer. They are sweeping round Spoon now. Super Gamer's out wide there. Campbell may try and rescue some points from this as Nico, right there with Packer. Packer comes the inside line to the inside, one down the yard. Once again, can he get the move done there? Swips right there, they make contact, they exit the corner there. Somehow, neither go round. Packer holds P4 there, but that could have gone so wrong.
That could have definitely gone wrong, but somehow they're still on track indeed, as I think it's Toxic, he's round.
Oh yeah. As with Super Gamer, who's disconnected from the session I think, or just left, I'm not sure what's going on there. And that's Will Campbell into the top 10 there with Watch YY in 7th. He's not going to gain much points from him, only 5 points I believe. Of course, fastest lap, I'm not sure if you get points for fastest lap actually.
You don't. I've checked that already. Commensalist on the back of Ton Albanak still, while Montana is clear out in the lead by the way.
Indeed he is there, that pole position that he got, he's used that to good effect, and he's looking at another race win to try and put himself in the fight for the championship. He leads by about 5 seconds now in this 5-lap race. Campbell with a penalty there, but I think he'll still be fine. From the cars behind at least. We'll see how that all unfolds as Killer Blue right there with Nico now. Just a couple corners left to go.
I think Kieran has made a mistake out of Padinia too. But it's Killer Blue on the back of Nico. Can he get close to the Spanish QVR driver then? Don't think he's close enough then for the chicane. You can't say he is, honestly.
Anyway,
he still has a bit of a look.
Oh,
he got steep though. Ooh. A White for White rounds.
White for White spends out the final corner there, and that's big news. Campbell will go cruise past him there as we start the final lap of this race. I thought the race was over actually, a bit confusing. A bit confused on my end, I do apologise. But we will still continue on there as now Larkin is closing down Killer Blue. Of course, Watch for White now behind QVR Campbell there. We'll see how that all unfolds there. Those guys fighting for the title, of course, but they're going to be coming under a bit more pressure. The guy picks up yet another penalty, but Montana up in the front of this race with all the big hitters further down. Let's see how that all shapes up. Still Carmentalist on the back of Ton Albanak, half a lap to go.
And this hairpin coming up. Is he going to look for it? I don't think Carmentalist is close enough then. They're further in behind Larkin on the back of Killer Blue. No move there happening either, I see.
He may still look for one there. Montana now 6 seconds clear, but an absolutely crushing performance from the Swiss, and he is going to looks like he's going to end up with 25 wonderful points to his name then. Further down the field, we'll see if there's any changes there. Still Nico trying to get to Packer, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do so. Larkin, is he going to be close enough to spring a surprise on Killer Blue there as we go towards the Cassie Triangle for the final time in this race? Montana on the final lap as second on the road, but I think the penalties, yes, he gets second place ahead of the Scotsman there. Packer ends up P4. Nico with penalties actually has to lose out to Larkin, who gets 5th. Nico 6th, Killer 7th, Campbell ends up 8th in the end, from Watch by 9th, Matty 10th, and I think that's going to be your final order here in this Japanese Grand Prix. Montana wins it. Takes his first win in the 3 races, as I saw Wakarsk get 10-second penalty. He's come together with Kieran as they're going to run up to the line. A bit of a dramatic end to this race, but no doubt about the winner. Montana wins it then with car mentalist Anton on the podium.
And let's see how that affects the standings then. 'Cause, a few of the guys who scored quite highly in the first two races have finished quite low down this race.
Campbell still leads, but his lead now cut to 11 points over Montana, now sits second. Carmentos as well up to third. So YHYY and Gary Donegan both falling back, now sit fourth and fifth. And of course, it's hard to really judge it as Jav has joined the session then. But I think, are we already full? Well, Super Gamer's left.
Super Gamer left, so
yeah.
that makes it 20 again.
Yep. So that's good to see. So, I don't think you can rule any driver out of this championship just yet. Of course, we still have such a long way to go before we reach the finale. But Campbell still leads by 11 points. We'll see how it all evolves. And yeah, that's going to wrap up round 3. I don't know why it's only just started the countdown, so we're going to have to... I'm afraid for Staffen, we're going to have to try and find some extra stuff to talk about. Oh, now it just does it. Okay, weird.
Quite strange, yeah.
Substitution and play Super Gamer for Jeff.
Anyways, let's see what will be the next track. That is the question. It's Australia, and I always like this track with the classic cars. You often see quite good racing. You can follow each other quite easily in these older cars. Let's see how that wraps up.
Yes, indeed. Hopefully we're treated to a thriller here. So we just wait to jump right into it. Of course, usually the opening round of the Formula 1 calendar. This time we have it at round 4. Just, I mean, what are you going to do about it, okay?
Yeah. Nice to have a bit of a change at times, you know?
Yes, indeed. So here we go then. How many times have I said yes indeed tonight? Oh dear.
about a million. Let's have a look at the starting grid then. If we can see it.
Yes. We will.
Yes, we will. This time out. Let's see, Australia and turn 1 is quite tight, so let's see how that pans out.
And of course a big braking zone for turn 3 as well then, to throw an obstacle for the drivers then. As we're just waiting for Jab to ready up, and indeed he does just then. We can get this one underway here in Melbourne. There are 3, 4, 5 lights. Lights out as Campbell, who actually gets pole position as the championship leader then, has got the car off on the grass. I think that's Ton Abinath there. He's going to drop back through the field just a little bit there. Campbell leads as on the inside goes Damon on Carmentos, forces his way through there. Kersk is up there in third place at the moment there. He's wheel to wheel there, both of them losing a couple of places there. Frosty Calvin is going to move up into that third place there. I think we've got cars off at turn 1 there. The YHYY, Morgan, and I think it was Kieran as well was off down there. Still we're battling up the road there. There's another 2 cars around there. I think it's Matty and Dan. They're both off at the hairpin. There are a couple of cars going out of the race there. Gary drops it coming out of turn 5, and he will lose out there. Toxics drop back as well. Their crazy manic start to this Australian race there. I saw a car taking a trip to the grass at turn 7. That was where Kerski's going to drop back then. I don't know what is going on there, but Campbell leads. David P2
Nico has a run on Calvin and gets past, and Montana is looking to it as well. And he gets past. That's a bit of a look down here of Nico even, but he's not close enough then.
Carmentos
has dropped it, and
he's taken out someone. Dylan's off as well. They both go off at that very, very crucial, well, that critical chicane on the lap there. Side by side is Matty trying to look on the inside of Karis there at turn 13 and now 14, but can't quite follow the move through. Montana's now honing in on Nico. They round the final corner there to start lap 2. Then so many cars have gone off on this opening lap. I think only the top 8 have not had some sort of incident. Crazy stuff.
It was on the grass, on the straights at starts,
yeah.
And he still managed to pick up P7 at the moment.
Yeah,
Montana is looking to the back of Nico.
Does he go for it on the brakes then? Close in, hits the back of the Spaniard. They're both off at turn 3, and through goes Calvin up into 4th then behind them, and through the metal goes Todd Almanac. What a move he's made. Well, Nico round at turn 4 there. Todd just like Moses in the Red Sea. Comes screaming through it, goes up to 5th place there. That was sensational.
That's quite a good move, yeah. To be fair, and Larkin now on the back of Damon. Up into turn 11. Can he make a move anywhere? I don't think he's close enough for this one. Might be close for turn 13 though. He's gaining.
I don't think he's going to be close enough. No, he has to sit back and wait then. Further down the field, Matty. He's got through on Kursk. Indeed, there drops back just a little bit. Montana now after losing out in that battle. Tuton is going to look to try and reclaim that position there from the Scotsman. There breaks very late going into penultimate corner there, runs wide. That's going to cost him some time there. He's going to have to recover. Campbell cruising clear at the front of the field then for the moment there. He's just going to try and avoid mistakes in the race. Should be as though that'll be his second win of the evening. Damon still holding on in front of Larkin then. And not too much close on track battle actually. I've just seen the D2 teammates there, Nico and Gary, are pretty close. As now Kursk has lost out to Cormorantles there, coming out of turn 2. I think he's made a bit of an error, and he is going to have to sit behind then and see if he can really overtake the Briton as they go through turn 4. Montana now back on the back of Ton Albanak there. Can he get the move done this time?
Let's see. He's making a few mistakes, but he looks to be close and still on Ton Albanak. And Swissman might be looking for a move very soon then. He's closing up into turn 11 and next up there's he has the Swiss spring, but Tom has the same on Calvin ahead as don't think Montana is close enough that any of these guys are really.
Doesn't look like it. One guy that might be close enough is Nico. I say that he's just made an error coming out of turn 12. That's going to put Gary up the back of him there. Looks to the outside in the turn 13. Very late on the brakes is Gary. He's going to be side by side. Makes contact with Nico. Has to just about get out of it there. They almost goes round out. QVR Nico there as we start the penultimate lap here of this Australian race.
Look at Montana.
Montana right there with Ton Albanak there towards turn 1 there. High. Heavy in the slipstream there, pulls to the inside, turn 1, no, backs out, but Ton is forced out wide, they're missing the apex there. Montana around the outside of turn 2 then, onto the grass, gets the move done though. He is past Ton, he's going to try and fight back for maybe towards turn 3, hangs back though on the brakes, and Montana's up in a 5th. As further down the road there, Nico and Gary still if it stays head target is Frosty Calvin there. Exit the first sector, he's right on the back of him there. Can he get this move done?
Yeah, Montana really close indeed to it as it is. I don't think turn 8 he's close enough for. He's gonna have to exit out of here. And he does have the good exit as Calvin lags back a bit.
Yeah.
But Montana has his move done.
Montana up in a 4th then as Calvin picks up a penalty there as Ton Albanak now coming under pressure from Killablu. 195 there is trying to give a resurgence. He's had a bit of a disappointing start to this championship as Gary tries to pull past Nico, and that's because Nico is going off at turn 12 there. He's going to drop back there behind Kieran and YYY, who doesn't quite go for a move on the Britain in front of him there.
Killablu was very close and could have gone and put a move down into turn 15, but he's back out of it. Now on the main straight, he is close as I saw someone at the front a bit slow. Killablu still on the back of Ton Albanak. Can he make a move down into turn 3? Closes up to the Scotsman. Down the inside goes Killablu. Can he make this one stick? They're still side by side. Rounding out to the turn 4 and he makes that one stick. Good move.
Great move from Killablu there. He's got Calvin to try and hunt down to the remainder of this lap there. It's Matty now, right there with Ton Albanak there. He's been in the fights the whole way through. Matty runs it a little bit wide though. Through turn 7, he's going to drop back. As up at the front there, Larkin gets through on Arrow. Damon there is going to have to try and fight back, and there Campbell's well and truly out in front in this race there, but Damon trying to hone in on Larkin there through turn 11 and 12 there, trying to follow in the slipstream, can't really though. Off on the grass, almost goes round there, does he? Now Killablu on the back of Calvin, but runs wide going through the complex. I think he's going to be too far away.
Ton is close to the back of Killablu once again, rounding out of turn 13. Can he make it one stick?
No, I don't think
he has. Killablu mistakes that position.
Calvin makes a mistake though. And Killer Blue
Twitchy
towards
exits.
the penultimate corner there.
Sure.
Does he go for on the inside? Calvin defends quite aggressively there. To the inside goes Ton. He may lose out to Matty there. Round outside. Into the final corner now. Down the inside. No, loses momentum there. Carmentals may have a run in there. Towards the line. Calvin stays out of Killer Blue, but he has penalties. I know, and he loses out to all these drivers. Dramatic finish. And in the end, it is Campbell who obviously walks away with your win. Killer Blue ends up, well, winning that fight. Woo! 4 rounds in.
Larkin and Damon closing out the podium then.
Yes. So Campbell takes the second win. He will have a pretty comfortable lead in the championship standings now. Of course, it can all change. Still 6 races left to go. We'll have another look at that. He now leads by 24 points out of NSX Montana. Larkin up to 3rd now after a good 2nd place out of Carmentalist. And right now, I have to say, the field's beginning to spread out, and we're seeing potentially our contenders being filtered out. Of course, it's a bit early to say still, not even at the halfway point, but Campbell with a comfortable lead, can he hold on to that?
Yeah, and the Theodorus, of course, is still very close. Up to P10, like, from P4 to P10 is only 13 points. After 4 races, that's still pretty close, so that can all change, of course, in the coming races.
Indeed it can. And that's the beauty of this 5-lap championship with the random grids. Can all change in a blink of an eye, and that's what we love about it there. As he continues to put up great action for one and all watching. The next round, let's have a quick check and see what it is then. And it is going to be USA, which again, with that, you know, near kilometre long straight in the middle sector, that could create some good overtaking opportunities. The S section as well. Always fun to watch a Formula 1 car go through at high speed. We'll see how they get on there. USA is our next track.
Yeah, definitely for the S's, the drivers at least should have some fun in those corners. I expect so. These guys have some amazing mechanical grip as well.
Jasper, who's the co-commentator today? That is Mr. Kvyat Verstappen, who also does the commentary over Division 2. So say hi to him. You know, he's having fun there. You're having fun over this, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely having great action out on track, and pleasure to commentate over that, of course.
You'll love to see it. Here we go then. USA once again bright and sunny out there. So there'll be no major obstacle in the way of the drivers. It's just who can navigate this 5-lap sprint the quickest.
Watch out for turn 1, because 20 cars bunched up. Who knows what's gonna happen?
Jasper in the chat. Oh, sweet man, fellow Dutchman. Let's see who gets pulled there. 5 lights. So away we go. This time it's Larkin on pole there with Calvin up alongside, and there I saw a car with a bit of wheel spin offline. That was Gary. He's going to drop back into the midfield. They're almost 4-way going into turn 1. Massive dive. I think that might have been from ILRT Matty. There are a couple of cars around. Gary's round, and Matty's definitely round. Killer's round. Sorry, Matty actually survived that there, but it was Tony Alvin that got caught up as well. I'm seeing in the midfield there, they're going side by side through the S section there. You see the phenomenal speed of this 2004 Ferrari there as they sweep round there. I'm seeing YYY side by side with ILRT Matty there at the end of the first sector there, and it's Matty to pull ahead, who's going to have to put up with pressure.
And Calvin is round.
Calvin is indeed round. Out of the first set there in the gravel into the wall. He's going to drop well down the field. Unfortunate for him there. Carmentos up the inside of Wakaris there. Classy Wakaris dropping back to the lead a bit there because he's got toxic. Montana right there. B. Morgan. They sprint down towards the hairpin there at the end of the straight. Morgan trying to ease over towards the right hand side, but Montana still there. Gets it on the brakes and he's going to convert that there.
In behind Matty and YY. Matty goes through and B. Morgan and Matty spins.
Big incident. And the cars have to try and avoid it there. Another car got tagged and it was Toxic who loses out as well.
And that was a Vettel-esque move basically.
Yeah, the spin was almost identical. Look at how close it is in this midfield there. But almost up. Campbell in front of Kieran now. Next guy Dan is right on the back of there. Tries to go round the outside of the penultimate corner there at turn, I think it's turn 19 or 20.
19, yeah.
19 as Toxic is now out of the race. Unfortunate for him.
Rackers on the back of Carmentelis down into turn 1.
Very late on the brakes, too late. But Carmentelis was also late. Can't quite, no.
Rackers has that move done. Further down the grid, we have Killer Blue and Packer. Killer Blue getting through there.
Up in about P12 goes Killer Blue. We'll see how he's able to progress through this there. Carmentelis still sitting right there with Bukaras giving a really nice dive going into the first corner. There are a couple of penalties being dished out as well. It's very easy to cut in that first sector there as Dan is right there against on Kieran there as Damon is to the outside of his IRO compatriot Dylan. They sprint out of the first hairpin there down towards the second hairpin. At the end of this long straight there, Damon pulls towards the outside of Dylan there. They're going to go wheel to wheel down Ed to the corner there, big braking zone down from top gear, Ed to the bottom gear, very late on the brakes is Dylan on the inside there. Both of them are going to run wide and Dylan is going to get that 7th place ahead of Iro Damon there as further up the road. Carmentelis out wide, he drops back, loses out to Nico, and now Dylan is looking around the outside, can't quite get the switch back there. Carmentelis holds P6.
Yeah, Camel on the back of Damon as well, so a bit of a train here behind Carmentelis. Damon goes a bit wide,
and again
Camel can get the switch back, and I think Camel Damon keeps ahead a bit. Let's see, down into the hairpin. I've had Dylan on the back of Carmentelis. Moves to the inside. Can he make this one done? Down into turn 1. If he's late on the brakes, he's still late. Yes, he is. But he keeps the position just about.
Dylan up in the 6th there. Nico's the next car up the road for him there. They run 6-7 at the moment there as Campbell is trying to force his way through. Picks up a penalty there as there are a couple of cars around there, including Carmentelis. I think I saw Morgan get one as well there from the podium. Now Campbell up and alongside Damon there. He goes round the outside to get the inside line there. Bumping away there, wheel rubbing, and Campbell gets the move done there. Great move from the Scotsman. He's up into P8 then as further up the road there, Carmentelis trying to have a look at Iro Dylan, gives him a slight
inside. Campbell
coming back at him, pushes Campbell out wide. Campbell's going to concede that position there. He's going to have to try and fight back at the end of the long straight there in the slipstream. He's not going to be happy with that one. He's going to try and fight it back there. David covers the inside line back to the middle of the road, and Campbell dives it down the inside there, locking up brakes and switch back from Damon. May just come off there. He retakes the place from QBR Campbell there. Great racing between these two, and it might not be over yet. They go down into this hairpin there where the track opens up. XCI Dan trying to get up to the back of Campbell as well. As further up the road there, Bukaras is actually
bounce.
Damon is
been.
And now he's wheel to wheel with XCI Dan. They go through turn 17, 18 and now 90 though. Damon out wide again. Killer Blue is now right there with him there as they're going to start the final lap, I believe. Or maybe the penultimate lap. I think it is the penultimate lap indeed.
Yeah, just the penultimate. But Killer Blue on the back of Damon. Can he get past? He's gaining on the IRO driver. Moves to the inside. Can he make this one done? Down to turn 1.
Very wide.
He's quite deep on the brake. And Damon gets through once again. Mindbacker and Matty as well, scrapping away. You guys pick up penalties, it's easy to do in this SS10.
Now, Bukaras he goes up on B Morgan. We've got several close on-track battles there. Killer Blue especially right there with Damon. Damon's going to run a little bit wide, I think, going out of the S section there, and he may come under pressure there. Killer Blue right there with him. Hangs back on the brakes. Damon's very wide though again, running wide on the brakes, but now he's going to get better traction at the corner. Now I still think Killer Blue is going to be a threat. They plunge up the hill now and now down it. Got down the long straight to the outside. Maybe goes Keller there. They're going to go wheel to wheel into the hairpin there. They're going to take it in first gear. On the inside is Killer Blue, and he may just get the move done there. Forces him a little bit off the track there. Damon is still there though. On the inside, wheel to wheel to the right hand, and now the double left. On the inside is Killer Blue this time. Is there going to be a switch back from Damon there? Damon comes back at Killer Blue. Forces him out wide there. They're still side by side. Going into the reverse tornado from Istanbul, and somehow Damon has got that one back there. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, grip racing between the two, in behind with Matty on the back as well, on wide for wide. Has a bit of a look, but can't pull it up into turn 19. He has a bit of a look there, and he's basically rounds. Attacks. He's managed to recover and not be in the wall. Was a bit of time
Oh,
though.
massive dive from
Packer.
Packer at turn 1. And oh, bit of lag there. Killablu gets back in front. I'm not sure what went on there. Packer is not going to be able to get that 11th place in. Quite confusing scenes up in this battle for P10.
But Killablu running outside of Damon. Can he make that one work? No, he can't.
Bucharest has managed to close down that gap to Morgan there. This battle for the final podium spot there without penalties there. He gets up the inside there, takes a very tight line through the corner there. Now Morgan's going to be under pressure there. Down the straight they go. Curves to the left and then to the right there as Bucharest tries to throw a dummy. Looks for the tiny gap on the inside there. They make contact. Compound, they're not round and still side by side. Edge neighbour there. Morgan breaks later on the outside there as Bucharest cuts the corner slightly, gets a penalty. What on earth is going on here there? Morgan gets a little bit crossed up and now Bucharest is on the outside there, tries to dummy to the inside, runs into the back of B Morgan, they touch again. Bucharest is on the inside, is he going to convert that place? Morgan's back in front there for turn 16, what is going on?
And Nico looking in behind as well.
Spinner as well, that's Damon. Further down, Larkin crosses the line and he will win it.
White Packer, side by side, through the long right hander. And White makes that one work. That's a move and a half.
The penalties dramatically changing the dynamic of the battle there. Montana was lucky he was so far ahead of everyone else because he was coming under pressure there when it was all said and done. I think a lot of penalties once again here. Nico ends up 4th in the end when everything sorts itself out there. Carmenzel is 5th, Campbell 6th. Dylan falls to 7th there ahead of Dan, Bukarsk and Packer will be the rest of your top 10 then. Another crazy race here in USA. Battles up and down the field, and that was certainly a spectacle to behold. Larkin is your winner for this round there, ahead of Montana and Morgan, and he might put himself, he will start in the championship actually. Both he and Montana will close the gap on QVR Campbell. You see the standings there, just 15 points covers those 3 drivers there. As we hit the halfway point, it's getting a little bit more tasty up at the front, and I think, to be honest, they may be starting to isolate themselves. Carmensis is 4th, but he's a decent way back then. 34 points covers the top 4. I wouldn't say he's out of it yet, but everyone from 5th downwards, they got work to do.
Yeah, but of course we're still only at the halfway point, so there's still time to throw it all around. And I certainly expect that will happen.
I certainly do as well. With the round of grids, anything can happen and everything can change. With that though, we're going to move on to the, I think it's the 6th round. We're already halfway through, so we are absolutely careering through this. They're flying through it, and so far the event has not disappointed. We've been treated to all of just 5 chaotic races, which is nothing less that we would have expected. Canada is our next round here. Let's see how that shapes up.
Let's see. So there are quite a few chicanes here. Germany had some penalties. I'm gonna say some. It was quite a lot.
All but 3 in the field got penalties.
Yeah, I expect a few to get penalties here as well, to be honest.
Yeah, Canada, of course, notorious, as Larkin's pointed out in the chat as well. Hopefully it's clean, but to be honest, since it's not a massively serious championship, I don't really expect that.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, we'll see how they get on as we prepare for the Canadian Grand Prix. We'll see who takes the pole position, of course. See how the racing gods are looking brightly on today, and particularly for this race here in Montreal. There, the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve there, named after the legendary French-Canadian racing driver. Then here we go, as we're just waiting for the last couple of drivers to ready up. We will kickstart this 6th race of the series as the clock hits 0 And we're ready to go there. 20. Ferrari F2004 is there. Get ready with 5 lights. Outside, away we go there. It's Jav who gets away from the front there, but gets wheel spin off the line then. And then more carnage down at turn 1 there. Huge accident at the back. There's several cars getting caught up in that then, as they go side by side. Further back there, Jav has held that lead there. Campbell's up with the podium already there as they get caught up behind. As Watch by Wise at the wall there. Campbell into the lead already there as Jav tries to keep up with him there. Cuts the inside of the second chicane on the track. Campbell now leads. Montana is round indeed, losing places. Spectacularly spinning then. Gets out the way. What is going on first lap there? Montana has to recover the car. He's right at the back of the field there. Jav is losing places in the mix of things. They're almost 3 wide under the bridge. Then once again a chaotic start to this race.
Yeah, like it's quite likely described then. Jasper on the back of Jav, looking down into the hairpin. Actually Wackers is looking as well. And there's a lot of cars going side by side through the hairpin. Jasper gets through. Russ gets through as well. And can he get through on Jasper? Looking at this. Down the inside, this basically 4 cars clustered up then.
Oh my god! and someone does have to cut across there, and that is Jav. He's going to lose a handful of possessions. Look how close they are still in this midfield fight, because wheel to wheel there, that is going to be Dan. Is on the inside. Dan's round. He's been tapped out. Look at how many cars are close, bunched up here at turn 1 and 2. Matty picks up a penalty as expected. Those cars, they're almost 4 wide. Oh my god. Guys, what's going on? Is everyone doing? It's just uncivilized madness at the moment. There, don't call it organised chaos. It's just chaos down there on this track.
And Gary looking to the back of B Morgan, moves to the outside. Under the bridge they go.
Has to back
B
out.
Morgan stays ahead. Further up the bridge. Few drivers still very close. Killable on the back of Ton Albanak with Packer going a bit wide there. Gets traction down quite nicely though.
Right, I've just regained my breath. Right, let's get back to this. Packer
just
under pressure.
There are 19 drivers only. Don't know who's out.
Yeah.
So your statement of their 2004 Ferraris on the grid was quite incorrect then.
Lad, let me have it, okay?
Gary and B Morgan going at it once again though.
Wheel to wheel the turn 2. Gary up into the left. A Packer losing out 2 places then. He is behind Killer Blue then. He's going to try and get a run at the end of the first sector there. At the inside of the D2 runner-up from last season there. Taps the rear wheel and round goes Packer. He drops out of the top 10 then. That will cost him some points in the standings there, because I don't think he'll be able to recover down in 17th place there. Campbell, I think the race of God's been on his side tonight, because he's never seemed to be out of the fight, and right now he leads comfortably out of Carmenslist and Damon there. They're your top 3.
Yeah, and there's still a lot of cars close. There's no gap bigger than 2 seconds between any driver on track. It's quite immense, to be honest. And we're on lap 3. Still not looking like any move down into the chicane for anyone really.
So now we're trying to close in on Jasper. They're up in 5th place at the moment there as they go over the line to start lap 4. That's where I can see
in behind.
Cars go defensive. Yep. And also Morgan tries to cut. He goes to the inside of Gary around turn 1 and gets tagged around. He is going to spin and drop back, as we've seen so many cars do in this race thus far. Montana as well, right on the back of Dylan there for P11. No points at the moment there, but it can all change their ton. Still setting up behind Jasper there in this train, led by the Dutchman there from 5th downwards. 5th down to 9th, I'd say. And even you got Gary could close up on this sometime soon there. Jasper holding on to P5 at the moment then, but Todd's going to try and put him under pressure.
Yeah, and Matty on the back of Killer Blue. I want to say on the back, he's literally touching him at the rear end. Down into the hairpin. Can he make a move? No, he can't.
Oh, massive dive from Larkin. He taps 2 cars as he tries to get the car stopped there. Couldn't quite manage it there, and he slots back into 9th place. I'm still looking to this battle for fifth here between Jasper and Tub. We'll see if the Scots was able to get a better run there as they start the final lap of this race then. Jasper cuts the inside of the first one there quite heavily. He'll hold on to that fifth place, but Matty trying to raid in Caleb Blue. They've got penalties galore as well up and down the field as we expected really. There's another one from B Morgan there and another one from Keller Blue. If I listed all the penalties, I think that'd be all you were hearing, but
basically, yeah. So yeah, we see another field with Jasper and Son doing the same basically.
Does ILRT Matty fancy his chances? Maybe getting past Keller Blue. There's another penalty for Morgan.
Dan.
I'm pretty sure he picked up one about 20 seconds ago.
Ooh.
Dan has a look at Kieran. Not quite through though.
Doesn't get past though. Let's see the final lap. So the guys ahead, top 4 basically is set in position. Larkin though, on the inside of the hairpin, down into the hairpin on the inside of Matty. Can Matty switch back? Yes, he does. Still side by side.
Larkin is in front though. And here comes Matty. He's going to come back at him. He's going to come back at him towards the final chicane though. They're going to wheel to wheel to the corner there. You can't fit 2 cars through here, lads. And Larkin is going to hold on to that. Jasper's round at the final corner as Gary tries to pull up alongside ILRT Matty to the line. Incredibly close. And of course Matty loses out on penalties then. Montana somehow gets 8th out of all that then. Despite being way down the field, Campbell wins it once again, his 3rd win. As we're seeing fastest laps galore as well. Kieran spins over the line. He finishes 15th. Woo!
Yeah, once again a great race. I don't think we had a non-crazy race so far, so great stuff in these 6 races. Let's hope the 4 to go have some more of that to come. Let's have a look at the standings as Campbell has of course increased his lead now. The gap's 28 points to Larkin and 35 to Montana, and Carmental is still very close to those two as well, 41 points behind. Behind that's a bit of a gap.
Yeah, I think we may have. I think we may be looking at potentially 4 contenders. Then they're covered by 41 points. We'll see if there is change still to come. But what is for certain, Campbell is your championship leader by 28 points, more than a race win. So that is looking good for him. Not quite as many penalties as there were in Germany. Still quite a lot though. As let's look at Campbell.
I think it was more
Larkin.
the same drivers picking up more penalties, but still a lot of.
You trying to point fingers, man?
Perhaps.
Anyway, we are gonna get set then for the 7th race in Spain. Let's see how that one gets. When you see, we've got 4 races still to go there. Spain, Belgium, Bahrain, and Italy will be our championship finale.
And those last 3 are usually provide for a lot of action.
Yes, they do. So hopefully we get more of the same.
There's a few, just noticing in the lobby, there's a few drivers having different amount of points than what's that about? Because I remember Commentalis was 41 behind and now he's 37, so...
Yeah, you're right. Very odd. Because I think Campbell has the same amount of points, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Something's going on. I think Carmental.
Yeah, I think Montana had 2 more as well. I'm not too sure about that, but it's quite odd.
I have to agree with you on that one there. Not exactly sure what's going on there, but here we are then in Barcelona, Catalunya for round 7. 6 races down, 4 to go here. We're firmly into the halfway, or we're firmly into the second half of this championship. How will the story evolve then? As the drivers lined up on the grid then for 5 lights. Right, so away we go then. It's Tony who gets pole position there. He leads away from Killer Blue. Off the line then as the cars go barreling down towards the first corner then. Killer Blue tucked it behind. Pulls to the inside a ton much later on the brakes then. It's going to be too late on the brakes. So Ton's going to look to fight back at him. Through turn 2 now 3. No, has to sit back. Matty was round at the background. Couple of cars have gone off. Certainly further down the field there. Kieran, Morgan, Gary and Matty have all suffered quite greatly there, but further up the field there we've got wheel to wheel. That's going to be YY side by side with NSX Montana there. Is going to be hung out to dry there on the outside though. I think he's eventually going to lose out in that position. There makes contact with Montana there off the track. So let's pass the fend. He's up in the 5th place there. Killer Blue now leads the line ahead of Ton and Larkin there. They barrel down there as Larkin himself trying to close down on Ton there as they go towards turn 9.
Yeah, so still very close here. It's Campbell and Nico side by side, and Nico's left the session.
As wheel to wheel then, going through turn 12. That is going to be Damon being a bit forceful there with YY, who has to drop back then as he mounts the curb there, this YY, and he come under pressure from QVR Campbell there. End of the first lap, we got Killer Blue leading the line then. Larkin trying to close down. Jasper in the wall. Jasper's in the wall at the final corner there. He's going to slide down the field then towards turn 1 there. He's side by side with Campbell and pass. And YY, yeah, trying to attack Damon then. Damon round the outside of turn 1 is going to keep that 6th place then. They both send ahead of QVR Campbell then in this fight. Killer Blue out in front in this race there, establishing himself over a 2nd clear then. Let's see if he can hold that one.
Further down the road, B Morgan down the inside of Kieran. Can he get through? Still side by side, I think. Yeah, they are. And I think Kieran's about to get the better of this. B Morgan runs a bit wide. Kieran still hangs on to that. QVR Campbell is on the back of YY. Can he get something done into the hairpin? YY has a bit of a better run, so I think he'll keep ahead there. Packer and Dylan side by side then. Packer down the inside. Can he make that one stick? Dylan goes a bit wide and goes back around the outside. Can he make this one stick? That'd be amazing.
They're still side by side.
Into turn 13 in the 1st sector. This is amazing.
Done it! Wow.
Dylan got back from that.
Back against his IRO teammate there, IRO Pack. I don't think Pack is going to be very happy about that because here he comes down the main straight there, side by side with IRO Dylan there. They're wheel to wheel down towards turn 1 then. Who's going to pull ahead on the brakes there? Packer around the outside. Dylan breaks a bit later though and holds on to that 10th place. So these guys battling fiercely there. Larkin right there with Ton Alvanath now. As we start the 3rd lap of this race, they're just over 2 laps down, and Ton's going to be under pressure then because Larkin right there with him, the Breton there, but has to hang back going through turn 5 then. Woo, this has been great.
Montana not looking too far behind either. We'll be looking to get a move on as well. 2.5 laps to go, halfway point through the race. I think Larkin is close enough here. Let's see in behind if someone else might be. Don't think so. XCI Dan is the closest. I don't think he's going to go for a move down into the hairpin.
Oh, YY slips past Damon. After Damon ran wide out of turn 10. He runs wide, but I think he's going to hold that place there. Damon is well out of shape there into the gravel. And through goes Campbell then. He's got to be careful there because Jasper's up behind him now as they go through the final chicane now. On lap 3 of this race, they're going to start lap 4. Also,
Montana onto the back of Larkin. Can he go down the inside? Larkin the fence towards the inside. Montana keeping the outside.
Round the outside.
Can he make the one stick and they collide.
Oh,
they're still keeping it though.
How did they not go around there? That's spectacular stuff there. Larkin holds P3 there, but he's going to be coming to pressure. Lags backwards there into Montana. Montana looks to the outside there, tries to drop in, trying to get the better exit there. Larkin holds P3 for now. Still, Montana down the inside again, trying to get the move done there. He's going to be wheel to wheel on the exit as well. Makes contact with Larkin there once again, bumping wheels, and Larkin still has the possession there, and Montana has to back off. Larkin having the equal to every one of Montana's overtaking attempts. Can he keep that one going there? We've got a lap and a half to go in this race. Montana will be furious. Can he get through?
Had a bit of a look there even into the hairpin, but decides to stay back because he was quite far off. Sneakers now joined back into the session, so hopefully he can back for the next race. It's still a bit of a train in the midfield. The Iro guy still very close.
And Larkin was out very wide at the final chicane there. I think that's going to give Montana a little bit of a run at him there. He goes down the main straight there. We start the final lap here at Catalunya. Larkin's going to cover towards the inside line there. Which way is Montana going to go there? He's going to go anywhere. Larkin hard to the inside. Now round the outside goes Montana there. Side by side through turn 1, now turn 2. They make contact there. Larkin has the inside for turn 3. Montana sweeps right in contact. Larkin round. And they all have to avoid the stationary F2004 there. I don't think either driver could have done much about that. That's just the contact model, I think. This Larkin has come off worse there. He is going to be outside the points. Wayne Morgan tries to go around the outside then. Through turn 4. Still wheel to wheel. Morgan and Larkin there. As going to go towards turn 5 there. Still side by side. Larkin breaks later though and holds on to P11. We'll see if that ends up in points at the end of it with penalties or maybe just on track passes. I do not know. What I do know is that Killer Blue leads this race by just under 3 seconds as Cruz clear Ton Almanac and right now is looking to take a race win here. Of course, the Lobby 2 winner from last week, not at the time of it right so far, but he's looking to get back on track there with this win here in round 7.
Yeah, and this is looking at any moves down into the last sector. So it looks like Killer Blue will cross the line in first place, then ahead of Ton Almanac. Stays in second, look like, and Anisek Montana and Carmentalist. Well, QVR Campbell jumps up to P4 ahead of Carmentalist and White Hawaii, then XCI Dan, Jasper and Ave ahead of Iro Damon, Iro Packer closing out the top 10.
A couple of very close finishes on the Delta actually, particularly Jasper and Damon, just 700 separating them at the flag. I think we're just waiting for Nico's car to come across the line. Of course, he wasn't in control of it for much of it, so that's why he's so far back. I think he still jumped a couple of places on penalties. But, yeah, that is going to be it then. Larkin, if I speak, I'm in trouble. Nah, speak all you want. It's just a fun championship, don't worry. But anyway, Killer Blue stands atop the podium then, ahead of Ton and Montana. That is going to be it then for round 7. Just 3 races left. And a lot of penalties actually. That's a surprising one. I didn't actually expect that much from this circuit. So out of the 15 finishers, and excluding Nico's car, only Dan and Campbell didn't get penalties.
That's quite insane again. It's beating the Germany records. Of course, in Germany, a few more cars finished. So quite evens out, I guess. But Campbell still in the lead, 32 points ahead of Montana, 40 of Larkin, and 43, I think, of Carmen's list or Killer Blue. I don't know. Killer Blue has jumped up there.
Yeah, I believe he did. Killer Blue is now sits 5th in the standings then, but he is 53 points off the lead, so he's still got a lot of work to do there, and of course there's only 75 points still on offer. Campbell has the championship lead, but it can all change. Just one bad race with the Scotsman could turn everything around. Let's see if he can hold on to it though. Now for Spa, I think this is probably one of the tracks we've all been looking forward to. Spa was a good race, and especially in these sort of cars, I think would be treated to quite the spectacle here.
Yeah, definitely them going down into more, as to say, up into Eau Rouge and Radion. So that could be very feisty. Let's see who has the bigger balls to actually pull through and perhaps show us an amazing overtake there.
Hopefully we are treated to that. So, round 8 of this 5-lap championship has been thoroughly entertaining so far. Quite manic as well. We'll see how they get on there as they line up. 3, 4, 5 lights! Lights down, away we go, they're off the line. Goes YHYY, he leads Killer Blue down in the turn one there, up on the outside. Killer Blue has to sit in and gets tapped from behind there. That's from Dan. Dan goes round there, he's going to collect several cars. Down there at the first corner there, Campbell was caught up in that as well. They're trying to move through. I think Larkin was one of the cars that was way cleanly there. He's now side by side with Packer and Dylan, as they sweep up through Radion there. Dylan has to back off. He's going to be wheel to wheel almost with Gary. Got several cars off in the wall there at the top of Radion corner there. They spread down. Why Packer wheel to wheel pulls alongside NSX Montana there. Montana tries to hold it round the outside there for the lead now. YHYY sweeps past Killer Blue, who has to sail in behind there. Tries to get a run back. YHYY is going to hold that lead there as they plunge down into Ravage. Once again, a crazy start.
Of course, side by side, Matty pulling through, and Carmental is still side by side through the no-name corner. Can he switch back? The few drives down into pool, and Dylan has a look at Gary. Donegan has it up ahead. Doesn't get balls there. Matty on the back of Carmental is once again still.
It doesn't go for the move there into Lefania, so he has to hang back for now then. Gary Donegan holding up a bit of a train by him there from 8 down then. He's going to have to try and hold that place. Of course, won the D2 race around this track then. YHYY leads them then on the longest track of the calendar, so you're probably going to be treated to the longest race of the evening there. Killer Blue trying to fight back in the slipstream with YHYY. We'll see if these guys can put up a historic lead fight there. We end lap 1, YHYY leads from Killer Blue.
Dylan and Gary Donegan scrapping away. Dylan goes for the switchback out of the last corner, and I think he gets through. Yes, he does. Gary Donegan might be looking to get back to him very soon. It's Montana and B. Morgan is round there. Yeah, a few drivers around there. So Matty has retired. Then Gary Donegan on the back of Dylan. Picks up a time penalty, but looks to the outside.
Nico
and up ahead, I think, for the lead.
Oh, Nico tries to force 3 wide, and then to the wall then goes Dylan there. Nico tries to go down the middle there, as up at the front there. YHYY defends Killer Blue into Lake On there, holds the lead for now. Those guys going at it up at the front of this race.
Gary and Nico,
Gary and Nico down into Ravage. They make contact. Nico's round, and he collects another car then. Ray joins the track then. I think Carmental's got a ton is round as well as Nico, and Campbell eventually is going to slip past both of them there. Gary's off now and through the corner with no name there. What's going on?
I can tell you a lot's going on. Larkin is looking towards the outside of Packer.
Oh, not quite. Has to yield that 4th place, but he's definitely looking to hunt him down there. Of course, Montana being up in 3rd there, Campbell is going to have to try and make some plays there. First up on his list is his QVR teammate Nico. They are on 9th and 10th on the road at the moment there. As Kieran's gone off, he drops back behind XCI Dan.
Larkin on the back of Becker once again, down into the bus stop chicane, back of the fence the inside. Larkin round the outside off the bus chicane. Can he make it?
Has he done it?
And he looked like he has. Backer tries to switch back, but Larkin does get the traction down into turn 1 they go, into La Source. Backer has to run, Danny inside he goes, backs out of it. And further behind we have Nico and Campbell going at it. Campbell towards the outside. Can he make it work? Goes for the switchback, Nico locks up a bit, and by that basically prevents from Campbell going through. Up ahead Backer and Larkin going at it once again. Down on the straight they go. It looks like they're still side by side into Lacombe. And who pulls through here? It looks like Packer is the one to pull through.
Round the outside, these guys going at it
though. Nico.
Campbell and Nico are wheel to wheel. Campbell round the outside of Lacombe. Now he's got the inside line for the second part there, but Nico holds it round, keeps it going through the exit of the corner there, but now Campbell's going to try and get back up alongside of there, dipping down into Ravage. Has the inside line. Better contact between them there. They're still side by side through the exit of the corner there, into the turn with no name. They're still side by side. Campbell though is going to get them. Have done their great stuff. He pulls ahead of Nico there. They now run 9th and 10th. Larkin still right there with Packer. These guys having a phenomenal battle there over 4th place there. Killer Blue still hanging in there against YHYY as well. So much can change in these last 2 laps. And I think so much will change then, as still Larkin and Parker there, phenomenally close on track there 3 laps in.
And he's closing up towards Blanchimont. Does he have a look? Rounding out of Blanchimont, I don't think he's close enough. Go down into the bus stop chicane, maybe. He can make it work.
Oh, they cut into
and
the
they're
wall.
both off. Oh!
Oh, I'm actually gutted that's ended the way it did there. What a great battle between them there. But Damon is going to try and slip through then, as will Jasper. He's side by side with Larkin there. Round goes Damon at the final corner there, and he may collect a couple cars there. As off goes Damon, he's going to rejoin down to what will be 11th place there, as Woodkeris comes past then. Crazy stuff.
Killer Blue.
Here comes Killer Blue, he's going to
run.
To the outside, down the Campbell Street, he's going to pull past easily, I think there. It could be checkmate here, but YYY's still there actually. He may have the inside line, they're holding it down into Lee Combe there, round the outside goes Killer Blue. Can he get the move done? YYY's round, he taps the rear wheel of Killer. Through goes Montana into P2 then. And YYY looks like he'll recover. At the inside.
Danny aside.
Run the outside now.
Oh, it's still side by side. I think B Morgan just about pulls through into reverse, and yes, he does. So at the back, see Damon going off there.
Damon off yet again then, as Carmentos is up the inside of Gary Donegan through a reverse and into the lane corner. He'll complete the move up to 11th then, trying to chase down points in this race. Montana is giving Killer Blue a real run for his money. They're closing him down, and I wouldn't rule him out of this race yet. The gap's just 9/10 between them. Their Killer is going to have to be on his game here. Montana trying to reel him in there. Got just over a lap left to go in this race, but a lap of Spa is a long one, and Killer has still got a job to do there. He's 9/10 clear Montana there as they come into the bus stop for the penultimate time.
And there's still a train here for 5th up towards P9 basically. Larkin once again closing up through Blanchimont. On to Jasper this time. Can he go around the outside of the bus stop chicane? Brakes late, is it too late? I think he just about makes it work. Still Jasper on the inside he has. And Larkin pulls through there.
And now QVR Campbell tucked in underneath these guys as well then up at the front. I think Killer Blue will be far enough ahead of Montana for now, but we've still got 2 sectors to go once this straight ends. So don't go anywhere, it could all change there. Morgan in 5th place there, up ahead of Larkin. And the Britain will look to try and get past the D1 driver there, up behind the D2 driver then, pulls up behind him there, gets caught up behind Morgan there. He's going to have to try and drop past him on the straight there, though, wheel to wheel. Now, back Larkin, back into the slipstream, now to the outside towards Lee Combe. They're absolutely parallel as they break and to the chicane. Round the outside goes Larkin there, pitches Morgan deep to the apex. Great move from Larkin, he takes 5th ahead of Morgan. Jasper in behind him there, tries to maybe wrestle that 6th place from B Morgan there, has to cover the inside line there, runs a little bit wide on the brakes there. Jasper can't quite find the inside, but it's Larkin up to 5th ahead of Morgan there, who's going to have to try and cover off there because Jasper's all over him there. Campbell's right there as well.
Yeah, and they're still going at it at the front. It's Montana closing up to the back of Killer Blue. Can he make it done before the race ends though? Doubt that's gonna happen unless he gets a really good run, and Killer Blue actually gets a better run out of Stavolo then. And I think Killer Blue should have his one in the back. Further down the grid we have Jasper and Gamble and B Morgan Hill still all very close. Gamble has a bit of a run on Jasper, it looks like. Can he make it work?
Here he comes, Campbell. He's going to have to sit back into Blanchimont, but still got a bus stop to go there. He's going to pull to the outside there, trying to be late on the brakes. Montana actually gets the win on penalties from Killer Blue then. So I wasn't quite clocking that, but Montana will get the win. That could be key in the championship there, but Campbell's going to try and wrestle his championship hopes. But Jasper holds around the outside, doesn't get the traction on the curve. Campbell takes 7th and 5th on penalties as well. So Campbell ends up with P5. Gary's got a 10-second penalty for cutting the chicane. Not sure what's going on there. But Montana winning it. Campbell though does get 5th place, and that'll keep his hopes alive. Killer Blue 2nd, YYY 3rd. A lot of the big championship headers up near the front of the field this race. That was probably the cleanest race, probably the best race, I'd say standard wise so far. So good to see. Just 4 races left to go.
You're not correct on that one. There's 2 races left to go.
Did I say 4? What did I say?
Yeah.
I said 4.
That's it. Yeah.
I'm so sorry, everyone.
Anyways, let's see how the standings look. It's Campbell still in the lead, 17 points ahead of Montana. It's decreasing the gap with Larkin, Killer Blue, and Carmental still all very close for P3 then.
It does look like it is becoming a bit of a two-horse race now. Of course, only 50 points to give out, so we have 4 people still mathematically in contention, but I guess realistically it looks like 2. Larkin's got an outside bet, but he is going to have to outscore both Campbell and Montana by quite some margin if he wants to stay in it. Just looking, Jasper, very nice, do that with some D1 guys, me being a D4 driver. Yeah, that's what this is all about. Of course, these guys, of course, a lot of them don't get to race each other very often. Of course, now being brought into the same championship random grids, and you can see these guys having battles that they wouldn't have thought that they wouldn't have in the normal championships, and that's great to see.
Yeah, that's definitely amazing to see, actually. Yeah, it's Gambo has to hold on to this. Montana is looking very feisty and wants to take that P1 probably. So yeah, Bahrain next. Of course, I'm expecting a really good race out of this one. Usually has a lot of overtaking opportunities everywhere around the track. And especially with his Ferrari F2 doesn't have 4 cars, I expect it to be no difference.
On my end, I agree with that one. So here we go then. 2 races to go, not 4. I don't know how I messed that up. Anyway, well, it's fine. We move. We move on to Bahrain here, under the lights. Here in the desert. We'll see, it's not really a duel in the desert because I'm pretty sure, unlike the 2014 Bahrain Grand Prix, there'll be more than 2 cars that have a shout of winning this. Let's see who everyone's able to get on then, as we wait for the last few drivers to ready up. I will get this kick started then. Cars are ready, drivers ready, 3, 4, 5 lights. Lights out, away we go. Campbell actually gets given pole position by the game there. That's huge. And the championship there. Big incident down in the midfield there. There's going to be so many cars off then. Down at turn 1. And that's going to be a massive crash down there. Yellows the first set.
And
There's
Campbell's
still
lost some
cars
positions as
recovering.
well.
Is Campbell going off? He's got wide. He's behind Montana actually there. He's going to be side by side. Larkin's going to slip past him as well. Montana is side by side with Matthew there. Stop for the Swiss. Ed Flex in the championship fight there. He takes P3 and he's going to slip behind Killer Blue. He's had a great run in the last few races there. He's up behind Carmental there. Down the hill and to turn 8. Further back there. And we got Campbell had a look at Larkin down there at the hairpin there. Couldn't quite get the move done though. Jasper's up there in 5th as well there. He's also had a good run in the last few races. And now Killer Blue there trying to hone in Carmental then in the battle for the lead there. Gary Donegan battling away with XCI down there, runs a little bit wide, and he's going to be wheel to wheel with the Dutchman then down towards it, because these guys very familiar with each other as they race together in the D2 Championship. Down the inside goes Gary Donegan, and he may have completed the move. That's a great move from Gary. He's up until 11th then. Further up the road, hard to keep track with everything that's going on there. Larkin has just slotted through ahead of Jasper as White trying to fend off Packer.
Yeah, they're still very close, and this is a 12-car train here. It's amazing to watch this.
Oh, contact!
Packer and White for White looking to be having some contact, and Nico looking on the back of this. Nico getting through there. And has to switch off Packer.
3 wide almost. Nico. Looks for the double overtake there. My SS Montana wheel to wheel with Killer Blue round turn 2. Holds it round the outside, gets the move done. Now he's got Carmentals to clear. He's keeping his championship hopes alive here. Packer is ahead of QBR Nico now. Nico's going to try and fight back there down towards turn 4 there on the inside, and later on the brakes as well then. Down the inside, can't quite complete the manoeuvre, I think. No, he has to slow down behind the American then, as we've got a quartet of cars now sweeping through there. Matty is the next one to challenge Killer Blue, who was off wide at turn 7. And he drops back then. He's going to have Larkin up the back of there. Carmental still lead, but now he's coming under increasing pressure from NSX Montana. A lap and a half down.
And Carmental locks up a bit into turn 10. Moves towards the inside. Montana dives into the slipstream. Can he make the one work around the outside of turn 11? Can he make this work?
He's still there. He may get it. You know, he's got momentum now. Inside line in the turn 12, and Montana has completed the maneuver. Then great move from the championship contender. As down the inside goes Matty, almost trying to get back at Carmentos. Carmentos is still within range of NSX Montana there. Does he fancy it into the last two corners? Pulls towards the outside there. Late on the brakes, there's Montana. Can he get that one stopped? He hits the curb on the inside. Carmentos fights back. Now they're wheel to wheel down the main straight there. Further back, Calafut trying to get back. And Arlotti Matty, they're side by side down the straight. But the lead though, Montana right up against the pit walls. Carmentos tries to cruise past it there, squeezing him towards the inside. Carmentos now on the inside. Montana gave him as much of the squeezing treatment as he could give, and he still holds the lead. Or does he? Here comes Carmentos now out of turn 3 towards turn 4. Then wheel to wheel. Montana pinning him towards the inside of the road, pulls back to the outside. Montana's later on the brakes, parks his car on the inside, and then Matty trying to get up alongside Carmentos there, gets squeezed off as Killer Blues lost out to Larkin. 5 cars pretty much, almost 6. Completely throw a blank over them. What is going on here? Fantastic battling here.
Carmentos is looking to be making a few mistakes, which allows Montana to pull away for 6/10 though.
What are you doing? Sorry. I just got interrupted there, but Montana holds that lead. Weaving round the straight. Oh my goodness. Trying to break that slips in there. Carmentos behind him. Still has to hold back for now then. And looking, we've still got Gary Donegan there right with KVR Nico. They round out the top 10 at the moment there, but Montana leading, Campbell in 6th. That's going to give him, I believe, is that an extra 70 points? I think that means we're tied at the moment then.
Definitely. Larkin looking to the back of Matty then. Matty gets a good exit there, so Montana faked it a bit. Love to see it. But it's Larkin to the back of Matty. Matty defends the inside. Larkin around the outside of turn 1. Can he make the one stick? It's in behind. We have Campbell getting through and Killaboo as well. Larkin gets a sick, and I think Campbell does the same.
Killaboo's going to try and come back at Campbell though towards turn 4 there. Matty as well trying to get back at Larkin. Both of them hug out to dry on the outside of turn 4 there, but Killaboo's much more successfully holds it side by side with Campbell, but I think Campbell's going to shut the door going down in turn 6 and 7 there. Yes, he holds 5th place and takes the net championship lead from Montana, but of course we never know what could happen from now and the flag. But Montana still holds your race lead then. He's about just under a second clear of Carmentos, and it's beginning to spread out just a little bit up here in this battle there, but still very close as Killer Blue still pushing Campbell virtually through turn 10 and out towards turn 11 there. He's right on the back of the Scotsman there, looks to the inside, no, hangs back from now. Campbell's still a P5, and now further back Packer may try and get a run at them, still so close in this battle, but Montana beginning to break away up the front.
Yeah, and Carmentos just locking up once again there. He's still looking quite close here and all. Back closer to the back of Killaboo now, and up ahead we see Larkin to the back of Carmentos as well. So a few battles to keep an eye on here and now then.
Right, you know what? Now here Bahrain there. I think Montana may have this 1-1, but Larkin closing down Carmentos all the time, but he's not close enough into turn 1. He's going to have to hang back. Campbell as well, trying to search for a move on Matt into the is there for 4th and 5th then on the road. Larkin though is not close enough to Carmentos there. Campbell as well is not close enough to ILRT. Matty tries to close up on the brakes but isn't quite there. Killer Blue is still there ready to pounce there, as is Packer, still so close in this field. And as Montana begins to cruise away, but Larkin still putting pressure on Carmentos down. But just under 2 sections to go in this race. Still everything can happen there. Carmentos leading a huge train further back then, and he's keeping Larkin at bay though. Half a lap to go.
Yeah, and it's Killer Blue to the back of Campbell then, but has a bit of a vortex coming onto the curve a little bit too much. That Larkin tries to get the slipstream from Carmentos. Carmentos gets a better exit out of turn 11 though. Doesn't look like Larkin's gonna be too close unless he wants to do it out of this corner. As Carmentos goes wide, locks up. Larkin pulls alongside.
Carmentos tries to squeeze it towards the inside, but I don't think he's gonna have much defense. Can Carmentos do anything? Tries to hold it round the outside, runs over the curb. I guess a penalty there. How important will that be with the field so close? Montana comes over the line. He is going to take the race win then and hold up penalty. Carmentalist and Larkin had penalties, so Campbell ends up P3, Matt P2. And I think that means that going into the final race, it's definitely going to be a two-way showdown, but I think Campbell leads Montana by 7 points. So much can change then. Do not go anywhere. Montana and Campbell looks like it's going to be your showdown for this final race.
Yes, final car's just coming across the line. So as I say that, Nico's struggling to get across the line, but he gets it.
Oh, well done.
Major accomplishments for the Spaniard, of course. Anyway, it's Montana taking a win.
What do you mean a major? This is your teammate, lad. You can't be you can't be throwing shade at him. Larkin so frustrating getting penalties for hitting cars at the start. Can't even move off the start line in a straight line. Ah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, unfortunately, it is quite difficult to start these cars, to be honest. There are a lot of wheel spin you can get, but yeah, that's some of those ones are just unavoidable. So
7 points indeed between Campbell and Montana, and no one else is really in this anymore. There's a battle for P3 still between Larkin, Killblue, and Carmentalist.
Indeed, there is. So keep an eye out on that one as we approach it. There, championship finale. That's what we got to be keeping an eye on there. Campbell I think he's led this since the start, since the first round, but this is the most threatened his lead has been, and coincidentally it's just as we head into the final round of the season in Italy. Where else could we head? For this car, there is no better send off here than Monza.
Tempo, speed, isn't it?
Wait, hold on. You're right with the standings being different though, because look, Montana is 4 points behind Campbell, but on the standings after the race it's 7.
Yeah, I think it's Montana and Carmentalist have that glitch at least, which I think keep an eye on.
Well, like, what do we trust then? What's right? I mean, trust me.
I don't really know either. Honestly,
me and Verstappen aren't exactly hard-working guys. We're not, doing the maths as we go along here, so we don't know what the actual point standing is. Or
let's have a look which that could be then. We have the final race at the Tempo of Speed in Monza.
No better place to end it. Here we are then. One of the most historic Formula 1 tracks. I believe it's the only track that's hosted a World Championship Grand Prix in every season. Apart from maybe one season in the history of Formula 1 where they didn't host it.
I think it was somewhere in the 80s where Imola has replaced them.
3, 4, 5 lights for the final race. Lights and away we go there. Montana gets up alongside Larkin off the start then. That's going to be key in the championship fight though. He's going to tuck in underneath the rear wing of Larkin and towards the outside into turn 1 there. Tries to hold it round. Now into the first chicane. Tries to get in. Taps him down. We've got massive incident down there in turn 1 there. Campbell's round at the back. And we got still carnage down there. Eventually most of the field's able to get going, but Campbell somehow has went from last to 9th in one corner. So I'm not sure how he's managed that. And Montana actually losing out then, as Dillon has somehow taken the lead. I think cars have cut that first corner there, because I have no clue how the order can change this quickly.
No clue either, but I think that must have been the solution, that if we just avoiding or the mess a bit there, as Jasper has a bit of a mistake out of last minute. We have Matty going through, and we have Campbell in P9 needs some ground to make up. Jasper and Matty have said
side by side for Scary, wow. And eventually Jasper
quite amazing yield.
Larkin disconnected.
That's quite big, because Montana even gains one more position because of that.
So, be it a 7-point gap or a 4-point gap, Montana still in the net lead over the championship there, and they may try and confirm it. Look at the slipstream train behind though, as they all try and gear up on Larkin's car there, because to the outside goes Jasper and Matty there, round the outside the first part of the corner, but he's round. He gets it crossed up on the brakes there, drops back. That's another place for Campbell, and he'll overtake Larkin's ghost car as well then. So he goes up into 8th there ahead of XCI. Down there, Killer Blue trying to rain in on Mick here in there, pulls to the inside towards Della Roggielli. He's on the inside now, later on the brakes. He's going to run wide though, and the switchback from... I've been chucked out, I'm not sure.
You've been jumped out, that's quite unfortunate. Yeah, I can't really invite you back. I don't know if you have a backup invite.
I'll have a quick look. I should do. Nah, I've got some backup invites, but they're not working for some reason. It's saying that it's invite you cannot no longer be used. So something's going on there, but yeah, you just cover it then. Keep the show going.
Anyway, Montana is rounding outside of Parabolica on Dylan, and he gets past, and Dylan gets back into the slipstream, and he goes around the outside, still side by side into turn 1. Montana brakes late. Does he get the car stopped? Quite tough to do so. Dylan switches back out of turn 2. Side by side they go onto the Curva Grande. Montana keeps the inside and gets through for now, but now onto the next chicane. Montana defends the inside once again. Dylan tries to go around the outside. Montana keeps it in. In behind we have McKieran and XCI Dan for 8th, 7th fighting away. McKieran stays ahead for that. We have Ton Albanak and White for P10. And Ton makes a work around the outside of Lesman 1. That's a great move from the Scotsman. Anyways, up the grid, we have Nico closing up to these two now in 3rd place. And Nico is closing up to Dylan now. Dylan having a bad exit out of the Ascari. And pulls alongside, Nico does. Around the outside of Parabolica, they come up to, and Nico gets balls before the braking zone. Behind Matty on the back of Killer Blue for P4 and 5. Killer Blue gets a bit of exit though, so should be able to stay ahead. Back you have Dylan trying to get back at Nico, but it's quite tough to do so. Has a bit of a look towards the inside. Nico stays ahead in behind. Matty closing to the back of Killer Blue. Killer Blue stays ahead for that one. And a few battles going up. Actually, Dan having to got a chicane there and gets a 10-second time penalty because of that. Which is not known to him usually. Campbell to the back of Matty, P5. And hits the back of him for a bit into turn 4. Matty stays ahead. Anyways, let's see, it's still all very close. Indeed, Montana has pulled away 1.3 seconds from Nico. 1.1 behind we have Dylan, and then 2 seconds behind we have Killer Blue. And a big train into 9th place, Gary Donegan. It's looking like Montana is still in the net lead of the championship. Becker has retired from the session. No moves down into the straight to Parabolica. Ton Albanak on a bit of pressure of White once again. Down to Parabolica. Can White make a move? I don't think he's close enough for that to happen. Montana setting the fastest lap of the race. And that's a bit of a slipstream train behind Killer Blue. Matty trying to close up, but don't think he's close enough once again. And White closing up to Ton Albanak. I think he might be close enough. Down the inside of turn 1 they go. Last lap of the race. And they collide. And Ton Albanak is into the grass, and White is stationary on the track then. Up ahead it's Wakursk and Camel going side by side for P6. Camel stays ahead into turn 4. And it's actually, I think, picking up a bit of grab on the exit of turn 5. It looks like Montana is clear to be winning this race and the championship with that. Someone has gone quite wide. That's Wakursk and tangles up down there for a bit. And there's a bit of carnage going on there. It's Gary and Dan both rounds. Camel getting past into Ascari Elmati for 5th place, but it won't be enough. It's NSX Montana coming around Parabolica for the final time, and he comes across the line. I don't think he has any penalties. I have to keep an eye on that, but yes, he does not have any penalties and takes the win and takes with championship with that. Nico coming across the line in P2. Dylan has dropped it out of Parabolica still. Killablook takes P3, Camel P4, Matty P5, Kieran P6, Dylan P7, Wakursk in P8 as White Y jumps up because of penalties fit. So Kieran 6 now, White Y 7th, Jasper 8th, Gary 9th, Dylan 10th, Wakursk 11th, then Damon, Carmentelis, XCI Dan, and we wait on B Morgan and Larkin to cross the line. And that concludes the Italian Grand Prix here then.
That will be it then. Thanks for essentially radio coverage of that race. So with that then, Montana winning the race, Campbell in 4th, as you said. Then that means that despite the Cody's messing up the standings, no matter what, Montana will be your champion. Be it by 5 points or 8 points.
Yeah, Montana is ahead of Campbell. Killablook taking 3rd place ahead of Larkin. Then Carmentelis in the standings in 5th. Then White Y, Matty, Ton Albanak, Nico, and Damon round out the top 10. Gary, Packer, B Morgan, Wakursk, Jasper, XCI Dan, Iro, Dylan, and McKieran is rounded off in 18th place with 8 points.
Well, I guess that's going to be it then. We will. I guess we will wrap this one up then, as I cannot see a thing. So, hope you've all enjoyed our coverage. Hope you've all enjoyed the racing provided by the drivers out there. It's been a hell of a blast for us, and hopefully this continues as a series for the League of Europe there, because it has been highly enjoyable. So anyway, with that all said and done, Abadaka, he's been Verstappen, and until next time, we'll see you later.